still staying in there, but he's just been absolutely swamped by Larry Perkins.
No,
he has gone, yes. He's into the pits, Dick Johnson, so he's got a problem, and Larry Perkins moves up to 4th spot, and at the rate he's going to close pretty rapidly, I think, on Peter Brock and John Bowe.
So he's going on to another set of tyres. Which is surprising. He went for the harder
something
combination.
Happened. As we were speaking, Larry closed dramatically on him, and he thought, well, I'm not going to persevere with this. He darted in. He had to slow down a bit at the carousel. Sorry, at the top of the hill. Everybody's saying we're ready, but the car has to go down.
Thomas Mazira, as we take Castrol Race Cam, getting very, very close to the back of Larry Perkins' car. This is the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th position. You can see Mark Skate there in the Winfield Commodore number 1 behind Mazira as they come onto the main straight once again. And Mazira really is in contention here to make a move on Larry.
Great shot of the Holden wing there, sitting majestically on the boot of the Commodore.
So he's whittled that gap down to be right behind the Castrol Commodore VR, driving the older 015 car after the damage incurred on the new one. Phillip Island gets very, very sideways as he tries to get the power down coming out of the carousel, and off camber turn it really throws the cars sideways. Larry Perkins cool, calm and collected here, holding off the advances of 015.
Well, both these guys have got to protect their points position in the series, so they've got to mount the best possible finish they can in this, and the people up front are starting to get a stranglehold in this race. So if there are going to be any movers and shakers, it's time to start moving and shaking.
Absolutely.
Thomas Mazira head down. This is a great shot from Castrol Race Cam. Shows you
good speed onto the straight there. You can see Larry initially getting away and Thomas creeping up in top gear. Little smoke coming out of the right front tire there as he goes, and look,
closes there onto brakes, doesn't he?
Very good.
Larry's exit speed onto the main.
Got him. Oh no, stuck his nose up there, but just couldn't quite make it.
I think all these drivers today are driving so sportingly. They appreciate the value of the cars they're racing against, the effort that goes into them. And I can recall some days, many years ago, when you just didn't care about who you were driving against, and if anybody got in the way, well, it was too bad. And I really do compliment the way these fellows are driving in such professional manner and sporting manner, as far as I'm concerned.
Glenn Seaton, race leader, and doing it fairly comfortably at this point.
The gap, though, Wilco. Glenn looking very comfortable on his own, but the gap back to Peter Brock is down to 2.6 seconds.
Oh, that's interesting. So he's cut about 2 seconds out of it.
It was 4 and looking very comfortable, but now it's under 3. And you can just see in that wide shot as Dick Johnson is coming up to be lapped by Brock. There's Brock in second position, and John Bowe, headlights ablaze, just dropping back off Brock at this stage. And then there's another large gap here to this separate battle between Perkins, Mazira, Scaife and Longhurst, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. They sweep through here. Mazira giving it everything as he tries to get the advantage on Perkins' Castrol Commodore.
Certainly nothing in it in this group of 4. And again showing the competitiveness of the Shell Australian Touring Car Championship, where you've got this many cars where you could throw a blanket over them. Just superb competition.
Well, Brock's done the right thing, getting away from Bowe just enough to take that pressure off him. The gap was 2.6 last time around. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Here's the battle.
Yes, Larry Perkins would like to be able to get away from Thomas Mazira, but he's sticking like glue, Thomas.
Can't shake him. Two very similar cars, both VR Holden Commodores. And Mazira has more than a look down the inside, but he has to back off. No room down there. That'll ruin his corner exit speed a little bit. Larry takes advantage, but Mazira will be back on his tail, I'm sure, within a lap and a half.
The Pinnacle Commodore is off and over the embankment. The door open. Grice is okay. About to get out of the vehicle.
Bit of smoke, but no fire. I think he's okay in that respect, Gary.
No, he's had a major...
Lost something.
Off, yeah.
Might have lost brakes, but he controlled it. Controlled himself, at least.
Lucky not to tip over there. It's at a very acute angle.
Right, yes, he was lucky he didn't go over 2 or 3 times there. Trevor Ashby is in 10th position. That's a good effort for the Lansvale Smash Repairs Commodore, because they do it a little bit tough when it comes to budgetary constraints, but they do a good job and always turn the car out looking superb. They have a little difficulty throwing the money at the technology to keep it up there with the front running guys. To get into 10th position is a very commendable effort. And speaking of top 10, Wayne Gardner is in there as well in the Coke Commodore, but Neil Crompton just outside in 11th place at the present time. Hasn't been the best of weekends for Cromley as we take GIO race cam, but they'll get it together. They're working hard at it, and they had a few problems here during practice and qualifying yesterday. And the cars are running well, but they just need a few more horses to get them to the head of the field.
Yes, well, that's a difficult job at any time. Engine development is not an easy game. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it.
Glenn Seaton is the race leader. Car number 30, the Peter Jackson Falcon, finished second in the first round of this championship series here at Lakeside today, but has won the start and led throughout thus far. As we look back through the field, and through goes Peter Brock, followed by John Bow, Dick Johnson, a lapped car there going through. And here is the dice for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. Larry Perkins, Thomas Mazera, Mark Scaife and Tony Longhurst.
Look at the tremendous ground made up by Tony Longhurst. When we cut away from this battle, he still had a few car lengths to make up on Scaife, but now he's right behind the Winfield car. Headlights ablaze.
Did you see that? Larry was on two wheels through there, and that's not the place to be on two wheels. These are motor cars, Larry, not Hondas and motorbikes, and I do believe that's getting rather exuberant.
And last time around, the gap down to under 2 seconds between Seaton and Brock at the front of the field. So battles going on all the way through this heat number 2. Lap 37. Only got a couple of laps to go here. So it could all come down to the final lap. Scaife battling here. 6th position.
Well, this is it. Dunlop, Bridgestone, Yokohama, everybody represented and everybody putting their best foot forward. Can't get much closer than this, apart from the fact that they're not chasing the actual leaders.
Last lap, John Bow, Glenn Seaton, Peter Brock have already crossed the start-finish line to complete the final circuit of Lakeside today. This absorbing touring car battle. Tony Longhurst running out of options, trying to get past Mark Scaife's car over this final couple of kilometres. Last time around, the gap down to under 2 seconds, but Seaton looks fairly strong. Here's what will be resolved here. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th.
Here's the man looking for maximum points, though, Glenn Seaton, as the last lap winds down in this Heat 2, Round 5, the Shell Australian Touring Car Championship at Lakeside. And Glenn Seaton takes the checkered flag from Peter Brock. John Bow coming over the line in 3rd place. And that was a great effort by Glenn Seaton. I mean, he knew where the job had to be done. That was at the start line, and full credit to him.
That's where he did it. He did a tremendous job.
So, courtesy of our Shell race score, let's check the top 10 finishers in Heat 2 of this 5th round of the championship. And Glenn Seaton, the winner, and quite comfortably, although the margin was only about 2 seconds, just over 2 seconds in the end from Peter Brock. John Bow, winner of Heat 1, filled 3rd place in the second heat. Larry Perkins was 4th, Thomas Mazera in 5th. 6th place